A NEET given a second chance in another world. Will he waste his life again? Or finally change it? Let's dive in and recap everything from Mushoku Tensei Season 1. Our story begins not with a hero, but a nameless 34-year-old NEET being kicked out of his home after his parents' death. While lamenting his wasted life, he sees a group of teenagers about to be hit by a truck and sacrifices himself to save them. He awakens as a baby in a fantasy world, instantly recognizing his new parents, the swordsman Paul Greyrat and the healer Zenith. He quickly realizes he retains his past life's memories and begins to learn to read and practice magic, displaying an innate talent. After a magic accident, his parents hire a Ruijerd mage named Roxy Magurdia as his tutor. Initially skeptical because of his age, she quickly recognizes his prodigious magical abilities. Under Roxy's patient guidance, Rudeus' magic progressed quickly. He mastered silent casting and outpaced lessons in magic, history, and math. Though he sometimes slipped into old habits, Roxy gently kept him on track. Despite this growth, fear from his past lingered. Just stepping outside filled him with anxiety. On his 5th birthday, Roxy declared him ready and gave him a staff to mark his progress. But the real test, leaving home, was overwhelming. Terrified, Rudeus clung to his mother, unable to approach the horse waiting to take him and Roxy away. Roxy's steady support helped him confront that fear. Seeing how the villagers respected her, even as a Ruijerd, gave him hope that the world might be kinder than he thought. For his final exam, Roxy summoned a thunderstorm and challenged him to match it. With focus and resolve, he created an even more powerful one. Roxy said with pride, "You've passed." After Roxy's departure, Rudeus begins exploring the outside world, slowly overcoming his fear. One day he defends a green-haired child, Sylphiette, from bullies. They become close friends, and Rudeus discovers she can cast magic silently like him. He begins teaching her magic, deepening their bond. Months later, during a storm, a misunderstanding in the bath reveals Sylphie is a girl, an awkward moment that ultimately brings them closer. Around the same time, Rudeus handles a tense situation involving his father Paul's affair with their maid, Lilia. Using tact, he diffuses the conflict and earns Lilia's trust. Eventually, Zenith and Lilia give birth to Norn and Aisha. Rudeus receives a letter from Roxy, encouraging him to consider studying at the Renoa University of Magic. However, Sylphie doesn't want him to leave her side. Rudeus decides to find a job to pay for both of their tuitions. His father, Paul, arranges for him to tutor Rudeus Greyrat, a noble girl and Paul's cousin, in a distant city called Roa. Paul forbids Rudeus from returning home or seeing Sylphie for the next 5 years. Rudeus, accompanied by Ghislaine de Doldia. Rudeus arrives in Roa and meets his employer, Rudeus Greyrat, the mayor of Roa. He is introduced to Eris, who is immediately hostile and violent towards him. Realizing direct teaching won't work, Rudeus devises a plan to gain Eris's trust, faking a kidnapping with Philip's consent. However, the staged kidnapping turns into a real one when one of Philip's servants, Thomas, betrays them and works with actual criminals. Rudeus uses his magic to protect Eris during the struggle until Ghislaine arrives to save them. Philip thanks Rudeus for his actions, but warns him to keep his Greyrat lineage a secret to avoid further targeting. We meet Eris's eccentric grandfather, Saros, who is very fond of Eris. After the kidnapping incident, Rudeus' position in the Boreas household is more secure. He begins teaching Eris and Ghislaine magic, literacy, and mathematics. Eris remains a challenge, but slowly starts to respect Rudeus. Rudeus continues to work on his own studies, including learning new languages like the Beast God language, with some assistance from Ghislaine. Ghislaine continues teaching swordsmanship to Eris, who excels naturally, and to Rudeus, who struggles more. As Eris's 10th birthday nears, she struggles to master the traditional dance despite many lessons, growing frustrated. Seeing this and knowing the event's importance, Rudeus uses his understanding of her personality to teach her differently. At the party, their flawless performance surprises everyone. 2 years have passed since Rudeus arrived in Roa. On his 10th birthday, he is celebrated with a party and receives a special gift from Eris's family, a high-quality magic staff called Aqua Hartia. The following day, Rudeus, Eris, and Ghislaine go to the outskirts of Roa to test the new staff when the sky suddenly changes. Across the land, everyone senses an enormous surge of mana. A mysterious robed figure is shown calmly facing a powerful dragon, hinting at a greater, more mystical force at work. They then encounter Almanfi, a messenger of the dragons, who attacks them, but Ghislaine steps in to protect them. Suddenly, the teleportation incident occurs. A massive pillar of light descends from the sky, and everyone caught within it is teleported to random locations around the world. As a result, Rudeus and Eris are transported to the Demon Continent, while everyone from the Fatoa region is scattered to unknown places. Rudeus awakens in a white void, briefly sensing his past life's body. A mysterious being, the man-god, tells him he's not dead and will return to his current life. The man-god advises him to trust and help the man he will soon meet. Rudeus then wakes where he meets Ruijerd, a green-haired warrior of the feared Superd race, marked by a red jewel on his forehead. Despite the Superd's dark reputation, Rudeus trusts Ruijerd, recalling the man-god's advice and Ruijerd's calm nature. Ruijerd explains his tribe was cursed by the demon god Laplace to be mindless killers, and he's determined to restore their honor. Having saved Rudeus and Eris during the teleportation, Ruijerd agrees to join them. Together, they form an adventuring party to find their way home and help clear the Superd name. Their first challenge is a group of wolf-like demons, which Eris easily defeats with her sword skills. They reach a city where guards hunt Superd, making it hard for Ruijerd to enter. Using magic, Rudeus disguises Ruijerd as human. They register their party, the Dead End, but can only take low-rank quests. One night, the man-god reappears in Rudeus's dream, advising him to accept a certain quest. Their first official mission is to find a missing kitten, which they soon discover is actually a large panther. They capture 3 kidnappers there. After one kicks Rudeus, Ruijerd kills him. Rudeus urges mercy for the others, and Eris supports him. They make a deal with the kidnappers and start exchanging quests. The Dead End party takes on tougher quests to earn money and build their reputation. During one mission, Rudeus tries to boost their fame by letting others struggle so they can arrive at the perfect time, but he hesitates, leading to the death of an adventurer from another party. Though the monster is easily defeated, Ruijerd is furious at Rudeus for allowing a preventable death. The survivors thank Dead End and accept the loss. Later, deeper in the forest, they face a stronger serpent. Working perfectly as a team, Ruijerd and Eris hold it off while Rudeus finishes it with magic. Back in the city, a man named Nokopera discovers their secret deal of swapping quests with local kidnappers and tries to blackmail them. Ruijerd calmly reveals he's a feared Superd warrior and warns Nokopara to stay silent or face deadly consequences. Meanwhile, Roxy team up with Elenalise and Talhand. The Dead End party reaches Ricari's, where Rudeus meets Kashirika Kashirisu, the ancient great emperor of the demon world. Possessing demon eyes that reveal magic and future events, Kashirika recognizes Rudeus's potential and grants him a demon eye of foresight in exchange for food and a favor. Though its full power is unclear, the new ability proves valuable. The team continued their journey, now with the help of smugglers. They traveled by ship, while Ruijerd was transported as cargo. After arriving, Rudeus went to locate Ruijerd, the place where Ruijerd was held, where children beast folk were also kept. After rescuing Ruijerd, they began freeing the beast folks as well. During the escape, Rudeus returned to save a holy beast that had been left behind. However, just as he rescued the animal, the beast folk arrived, mistook him for a slaver, and captured him. Captured by the beast folk, Rudeus shared a cell with Geese, a sly gambler. Days later, chaos erupted when smugglers set the forest aflame and stormed the village. Rudeus and Geese joined the fight against the smugglers. Gaius arrived to turn the tide, but then the true mastermind appeared, the very man who had brought them to the island. After freeing his children, the beast folk struck back, yet his strength was overwhelming. Only with the aid of Geese and the holy beast did Rudeus manage to defeat him in a brutal clash. Drained of all strength, he collapsed and awoke later to find Eris and Ruijerd at his side. Meanwhile, Soros was beheaded as a consequence of the mana catastrophe. The party stayed a few days in the beast folk village, enjoying a rare moment of peace. During their stay, Eris took the time to train and teach 2 young beast folk girls, Tersina and Minotona. One evening, Gaius noticed the bracelet Eris wore, a gift from Ghislaine. Upon seeing it, he spoke harshly of her, claiming she had brought shame to the village. Offended, Eris chased after him and passionately defended Ghislaine, praising her strength, honor, and the impact she had on her life. Shocked by Eris's words, Gaius began to question what he believed. Rudeus backed up Eris's claims, confirming Ghislaine had truly changed. After a few days, the party prepared to leave. They said their goodbyes to the villagers and set out with Geese, traveling together for a while before eventually parting ways as their journey continued. They finally arrive in Milishan. Rudeus wants to send a letter to his father to inform him that they are alive. Just as he sets out to do so, he witnesses a kidnapping and instinctively rushes in to help. During the fight with the attackers, a familiar figure appears. After an intense scuffle, the person accidentally cuts off Rudeus's makeshift disguise, his mask panties, and suddenly recognizes him. It's Paul. Their reunion, however, is far from warm. Under immense stress and emotional strain, Paul lashes out at Rudeus, accusing him of not taking the situation seriously and being unaware of the devastation caused by the mana calamity. Their argument escalates into a fight, but Rudeus' younger sister Norn appears, interrupting it and forcing Rudeus to leave Paul alone. As Rudeus leaves, Paul says their village was affected too, and Zenith and Aisha have also disappeared. Rudeus is shocked. With Gisa's help, tensions finally settle. Paul and Rudeus reconcile, opening up to each other about their struggles. Paul explains his desperate search for their missing family members, especially Zenith, and also reveals that Roxy is out there looking for survivors as well. To increase their chances of finding everyone, Paul and Rudeus agree to split up and search separately. Ruijerd, staying true to his word, chooses to continue traveling with Rudeus and Eris. The dead-end party boards a ship heading to the central continent, facing challenges like seasickness and cramped quarters. During the voyage, Rudeus reflects on his past and feels a growing sense of hope and purpose. After a year, he speaks with the man-god again, asking how to find Zenith and his scattered loved ones. The man-god agrees to help, but demands that Rudeus trust him more and speak kindly next time. In return, the man-god shows Rudeus a vision of Aisha, who appears empowered by the demon eye, and warns him not to reveal his true identity to her, to avoid complications. According to the vision, Aisha and Lilia are in Latakia, a port city near the kingdom of Shirone. The man-god emphasizes the need for secrecy for now. He also instructs Rudeus to contact someone he knows, most likely Roxy. Following the man-god's guidance, Rudeus and his companions arrived in the Shirone kingdom. After saving Aisha, Rudeus reunites with his long-lost sister. However, Aisha distrusts him because of rumors from their mother, which is why the man-god advised him to use a fake name. Rudeus learns that Lilia is imprisoned in the castle. Eris and Ruijerd want to storm the castle immediately, but Rudeus insists they wait to hear from Roxy. The next morning, Rudeus receives an invitation to the castle, seemingly from Roxy. Once there, he finds Lilia tied up and realizes that Pax got his letter. Rudeus is captured by Prince Pax, who plans to use him as bait to lure Roxy to the castle so he can imprison her. While imprisoned, Rudeus meets Prince Zenoba, an otaku who admires Rudeus' craftsmanship, and quickly becomes his ally. With Zenoba's help, Rudeus is freed, and Ruijerd rescues other hostages held by Pax. Pax is forced to release them and is exiled along with Zenoba. The group reunites emotionally with Lilia and Aisha. During the reunion, Lilia shares a treasure box containing Rudeus' cherished relics and a pendant from Sylphie, symbolizing her past encounter with her. Lilia is relieved that Rudeus is well. The bond between Rudeus and Aisha grows deeper, and in the end, Aisha eventually discovers that Rudeus is her half-brother, which profoundly changes their relationship. Later, Eris' training with Ruijerd shows how far she's come. During a spar, she nearly lands a hit, earning Ruijerd's rare praise. He declares her a full-fledged warrior. Eris is thrilled, her confidence soaring. As the dead-end party continues through the mountains, Eris spots red dragons flying overhead. Excited to fight, she's quickly warned by Ruijerd. Red dragons are extremely powerful, traveling in packs, and only the elite, like the 7 great powers, can face them. It's a humbling moment that puts their strength into perspective, but their journey takes a dark turn. Suddenly, Ruijerd and Eris freeze in terror as 2 figures appear, a tall man and a masked woman. Rudeus doesn't feel the fear that grips them. The man is Orsted, the dragon god, the second strongest being in the world. His presence alone paralyzes even the fearless. Orsted speaks, showing knowledge of Ruijerd, Eris, and Paul's family, but he doesn't recognize Rudeus. When Rudeus casually mentions the man god, Orsted's expression darkens. In an instant, he declares Rudeus must die. Ruijerd charges in to protect him, but Orsted defeats him with ease, a rare sight seeing Ruijerd completely helpless. Eris attacks next only to be brutally swatted aside. Rudeus casts one last spell, but Orsted dodges it using front Wormgate. Then Orsted pierces Rudeus' chest, killing him. The masked woman leans in and whispers something to Orsted. In the afterlife, Rudeus meets the man god. Calmly, he explains Orsted's 3 curses. People instinctively fear him, his power is sealed, and he's hated by other gods. He also reveals Orsted remembers every timeline, making him even more terrifying. After that, the man god reveals that he is not dead. When Rudeus wakes up, Eris, angry and shaken, scolds him for speaking so carelessly. Ruijerd survives, though severely injured, a rare and humbling moment for him. The encounter leaves them all rattled. They've seen a glimpse of true power, and know now just how far they still have to go. The dead-end party, Rudeus, Eris, and Ruijerd, finally reaches the human continent, arriving in the holy country of Milis. This marks a turning point. Ruijerd, having fulfilled his vow to protect the children, prepares to part ways. Their farewell is emotional. Once feared, Ruijerd leaves as a trusted mentor and friend, setting out alone to restore the supered name, while Rudeus and Eris continue toward their next destination. Rudeus finds his house completely destroyed, and his memories come flooding back. They continue their journey. Returning to the Boreas mansion, Rudeus and Eris find it in ruins. Eris's parents and grandfather died in the Mana calamity. Only Ghislaine survived. Grief-stricken and lost, Eris seeks comfort in Rudeus and tries to sleep with him, not out of romance, but from a desperate need for connection. Conflicted, Rudeus hesitates but eventually gives in. The next morning, the season ends with Rudeus waking up alone. Eris is gone, leaving behind a note. "We're not well matched right now." Alphonse confirms that Eris has left but says nothing more. Heartbroken and confused, Rudeus sinks into depression, emotionally shattered and physically affected, even developing erectile dysfunction. If you want more recaps like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what anime you want to see next.